Right, ladies and gents, the moment you have been waiting for, hopefully, because DPC is kicking off here with Division 2, and the final series before we head over to the winter break, the Christmas break. Balrogs versus Omega. Pretty interesting pair up here, as they're both sitting at a 2-1 standing, tied third place, potential still fighting for top 2, and maybe lock in a potential contender spot for the top 2 and go to the upper division here with T-Panda and Wingblade. Good to see you, man. We were hosting, paneling some Division 1 Dota last night. Now we're going to Division 2. What are your expectations for today?
I'm expecting one of the best matchups that we've seen all DPC season, honestly. These teams look to be super evenly matched, and although their flexibility is a point where they're going to be a little bit different, I feel like their skill is very evenly matched.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
I feel like we are at the same thoughts here, because both of these two teams, in the light of statistical numbers, they're pretty even in almost everything. Kills, deaths, assists, goals, activity. The only thing dividing these two is their hero pool. So hero diversity, we're looking at Omega having one of the biggest hero pools in the tournament, right after Unknown and Inverse. And Balrogs, who have 19 heroes picked, which is the lowest by far compared to any other team. So, is today the time to show some new hero picks? Maybe an ace up the sleeve? Who knows? Let's look at the draft.
I mean, so far, yes. Because it looks like we have an OD, which is not a hero they've picked too much of. I think they've picked it once. Nyx ban as well in the first phase, which makes a lot of sense, as Nyx is picking up a lot of popularity against OD, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I feel like Nyx has been around more often now because of the OD also being picked more and more frequently. I'm not sure if that's a good thing that OD is back in the meta, but a lot of teams seems to favor it and find it a strong hero. The hero that wasn't played, that hasn't been touched at all, the meta hasn't really changed that much, and then suddenly this hero pops up out of nowhere.
Yep. It's beautiful how it works.
Dota trends.
To be fair, Nyx is also good against Snapfire, which is another very popular hero right now.
Yeah, would make a good combo too with the Mars. Very formidable duo. But Omega do love their Hoodwink. If I saw correct, they have they've played 4 matches. Sorry, they've played 3 matches of Hoodwink so far. 2 of them already picked in the first phase, so they're gonna keep that trend going.
Also, they played some Support Void, which is insane.
5 seconds.
Oh yeah, +5 Void even.
I haven't had the chance to actually watch the game, but I hope it was the Slasher's Way build. Just chrono your teammates and salve them. Most effective healing in the game.
Would it possibly have been any better than the offlane Void we saw yesterday?
I mean, possibly. That's a pretty low bar to set.
Yeah, I guess the Void was a bit underwhelming, I guess. Was hoping to see a bit more out of it. Though we're going to get the Dark Willow at least. I feel like this is a great combo with the OD, especially once you have the Shard. So you have both the stun, you also have the prison to follow up, and then you still have to get rid of the Bramble Maze and the cursed crown shard, which is also going to put 4 brambles around you. So there's a lot of Toho 9000 that you need to kind of get through. So many obstacles to pass.
Yeah, just these 2 heroes have so much control together already. I mean, the same is true for Omega. They have a lot of stuns and annoying stuff as well, just in their first phase. We already have a lot of disables and a lot of magic burst as well for both of these teams. So we spoke about how they're very similar in terms of skill and different in terms of flexibility, but they're also very similar in terms of draft openings. A sniper ban now? Another hero that just started appearing all of a sudden, even though he got mostly ignored at TI.
True. I feel like sniper on the very top level of Dota is
Only 10
very
seconds.
rarely or seldom picked hero because it feels like it's so easy to figure out
5
what's your
seconds.
gameplay
Hurry,
style gonna
hurry.
be. Just picking heroes that are great with initiating, running at them. If you have a last pick sniper and you don't have a
Radiant's
lineup that's gonna
ban.
run at you, it feels like a free game at that point.
Mm-hmm. In that respect, Drow, Ranger, and Sniper are practically the same hero.
True,
Dire's
true.
ban.
PL ban as well. I wonder what carry they want for Balrogs. Because these seem like some very specific bans. Do they want to have like a TB? Because you don't want to play TB against Sniper
10
or
seconds
PL.
to pick.
But TB is pretty decent against Beastmaster, so I'm really curious what
5
they want
seconds
here.
remain.
It is likely that they're gonna pick up their carry in the next phase,
Yeah,
because they
yeah,
don't
could.
have last pick.
I'm kind of curious about this LC ban because I know you have the Mars, so you're not picking an offlaner anymore. But LC at the same time is good and bad against the OD. If this OD ends up being a core, LC is like the best way to counter it. Blink Duel. OD does nothing during that time, so you can easily strip away a hero from team fights. But since you already got the Mars and you don't necessarily look to take Mars into the mid lane, might as well just ban it.
I don't think you really want to pick LC against OD. I feel like OD is very good against LC.
He is.
You can just sit very, very far back and make sure that you never get dueled, wait for the duel, and then invalidate the entire existence of Legion Commander in a single spell. And instead, they pick up Silencer. Interesting.
Silencer seems to be picked quite a lot in SA. Been given a lot of love. I feel like I've never really liked Silencer support,
10
just for the
seconds to
reason
pick.
that his ulti feels a bit. It could be better.
5
His
seconds.
ulti could be a
Hurry,
bit better,
hurry.
especially when you're talking about like axe buffs and stuff. You're not gonna get Aghanims as a support most of the time, especially if it's like a 5 silencer. But he felt so squishy for such a long time. Such like slow movement speed, mediocre damage, doesn't have a stun, no way to escape. You have slows and you're a good harasser. I'll give you that. Like you're a good harasser on the silencer for the lane.
Radiant team pick.
But
Yeah, the laning stage is quite nice, and it helps a lot as well if you're playing aggressive, so you can just dive and then press global instead of having to press it defensively, which really, really sucks. But I'm not sure if Balrogs is gonna give them the space, because it looks like they want to run at Omega instead of the other way around.
Only 10
With this
seconds.
Razor IO pick, I anticipate a lot of aggression from them.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Razor IO for Balrogs.
Radiant's ban.
Interesting. Kind of like the idea of bringing up the IO, but is this the pair? And also what I'm kind of looking at is this is their first IO pick. And by the looks of it, this is also their first Razor pick. So Balrogs has not picked either of these heroes so far in the course of this
Only
tournament.
10 seconds.
Interesting.
Something
5
new.
seconds remain.
Let's see what they can do with this. Innovating here as we speak.
Building the
Embrace
meta,
them.
right?
Yeah.
Late into the meta. Build another meta on top of it. Is that a metaverse?
It's constantly evolving.
Constantly evolving. That's the way we put it. That's a smart answer. We got the Bloodseeker pickup, though. This is going to make OD's life a bit harder. We're going to be looking at Force Staffs potentially built up on... Well, OD could build a Force Staff, too. Willow could build one, too. But we need to get out of the silence. And IO really doesn't like the Rupture. IO's going to be heavily targeted this game by Omega. And I feel like Seeker really helps with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Seeker is also one of
10
the cores
seconds
who
to
doesn't
pick.
really care that much about static link. Because one way to deal
5
with it is
seconds.
blinking,
Hurry,
the other one is
hurry.
just having 900 movement speed. Speaking
Yeah.
about high movement speed, Spirit Breaker has been completely ignored so
Radiant's
far.
ban.
Last pick Spirit Breaker. Pog. That would be a pretty Pog move. He had the confidence to go for last pick Spirit Breaker. How often have you seen that happen, actually? I feel like less than 5, maybe, you actually get to see a Spirit Breaker being a last pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it tends to not make it through the first few phases of the draft. But sometimes teams just kind of forget about picks, and
10
they're so
seconds to
strong that
pick.
you kind of expect them to be bad. And then suddenly in the last phase
5
you notice, hey,
seconds remain.
Bane
Radiant
is still
team
in the
are now
pool
picking.
or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get some offlane bans from Omega. More offlane bans. They've banned 4 offlaners in total. They could still put the Razor there, too, if they feel like. We could just go for a carry pick here. But would it make sense?
Only 10
Io could use a
seconds.
pair still. There's no Gyrocopter, though. But I think there's a couple of
5
formidable
seconds remain.
duos if he doesn't want to go with the Razor.
Yeah, Luna is still there, for instance.
Luna's there, yeah.
But I think just having another stun on an offlaner would be really nice.
I'd like
So
them.
I
Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
I
Actually,
would
we
love
just
to
did
see
that.
Spirit Breaker. I just think it's very good here. Like, what is
Well-
the Silencer Bloodseeker gonna do?
Yeah.
Hoodwink and Mice are decent, but even they are not that great because their stuns are kind of slow. Can be hard to respawn in time.
I feel like Bloodseeker and Silencer would make they would make a great hitman duo. The other one silences, the other one makes you bleed.
But it does make kind of a mess.
Yeah, it does a bit of a mess. It could be, but still, I feel like they could still be great, like assassins or something. I mean,
Just a
Silencer
nice
literally
ad
is holding
ad
onto a
hoc
ninja
routine.
star. He's got a ninja star.
I was about to speak about Kunkka and how I was surprised I haven't seen him more in SA. And then they pick it slightly before I want to start the subject. Damn you, Balrogs.
Well, I mean, Kunkka does seem to look like a pretty decent hero here. No matter what
10
matchup
seconds
Kunkka
to
usually
pick.
goes up against, he still comes out strong. You have a good tempo here
5
with the
seconds.
Razor.
Hurry,
This could be a
hurry.
carry Kunkka. You could just be putting the OD into mid. They could also be an offlane Kunkka. You could still put it anywhere. And I think Omega is also trying to figure out, like, do they want to go Io Razor here? What do you think about Io Kunkka? It doesn't quite synergize because Tightbringer is still on a cooldown.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I would just go Io Razor.
Yeah. Take
I
the
like-
easy route.
Yeah, I like their cores because all 3 of their cores can go into any like core position, 1, 2, or 3. They have so much flexibility right now. In Omega, they have last pick, but Balrog should be able to adapt. I think Quop is decent for them. But overall, they're really going to struggle with dealing with this Kunkka because Kunkka doesn't care about any of the Omega heroes right now.
Yeah.
Like, you want to have a BKB hero against him.
Choose your hero.
But
Okay,
Bloodseeker is
so-
not so great. I do like the bat, though. I don't think Balrogs has great answers for him.
Yeah, Bat's a good pickup here. More chaos to the team fight. You've now got a secondary initiator too when you have Mars and Bat in the team. So you can kind of split your targets because you can't just ram yourself 5 guys on top of one because then there's the IO. Like you still have the relocate saves and stuff. So you have a way of targeting the IO and force Balrogs to kind of respond that, hey, our friend's in trouble. We need to do something. Odie, can you prison someone? And then Mars gets openings. Or the other way around. Mars goes in, Batrider spots someone alone, pulls them away. Simple. I also like the pick here.
So it is going to be Batrider mid against Kunkka. It's not the worst matchup for Balrogs, but I think they probably would have preferred having the OD there. And for Omega, it's pretty much perfect. The only sad lane is going to be Bloodseeker against Razor, but hey, he's fast enough. He should be fine. He's a big boy.
I wonder whose call it was for Tano to play Batrider, because I went to check up his Dota buff, and he's only played 2 games of this hero. The last one he played against Inverse 4 days ago, and the previous time in 2020 in February. That's like over a year ago. Almost 2 years ago.
That is a while ago indeed. Maybe he's just been playing it a lot in pubs on his
pubs,
Smurf
yeah.
or something.
In that kind of scenario, is that like a player's choice? Or is that the captain just yelling that you will play Batrider now? Or does he have anything to say in it?
Try not to think of
When you have
failure
last
and
big
all
mid,
the
it
ways
tends
you
to
could
be
lose.
player's choice
Everything in
because
yourself you feel weak and
captains, they know a
insecure
lot,
about,
but
and you should be
I mean,
fine.
mid players are gonna know what the best matchups are, and as long as it fits reasonably well into the game plan of the captain, you tend to have a little bit of freedom when you have last pick.
You almost had that.
If I fits, I sits. Put that way. The first game with Balrogs versus Omega is gonna kick off here. Our lovely late night cast with T-Panda and Wingblade. I've been really enjoying these late night actions. My neighbor has been loving them too.
Uh-huh.
I haven't been knocking on the wall yet, but I did tell them I might be a bit loud during the night, and they kind of gave me a weird look. They're like, "Wait a minute, like, what are you referring to here?" And it's like, "Yeah, actually they misunderstood me at first, not regarding that, but when I told them about noise, they were like, yeah, we heard your casting,' and the way she said casting basically meant in the term of me trying to like play with my friends and yell loudly. So
Right.
after that, it was hard to explain that, yeah, I'm actually casting games. I was like, oh. It's into
some
a
good
pretty
stuff.
interesting dialogue for sure. But they understood. They were fine with it. They were like, if there's anything that's going on, we will let you know. I was like, yeah, sure. Let me know. Like, I don't care.
I just got myself COVID to get my roommates to leave.
Oh,
I honestly deserve a
I'm not sure if
raise.
that's a
So
good
much
thing.
dedication.
And at least it's a security mechanism, keep everybody away. But yeah, true. It does give you, in the end, like, I guess we're ready to make sacrifices for anything to get things to work.
These are heavy times.
These are definitely heavy times. We already got ourselves the first courier kill to start things off with. Io's going to be picking up Dark Demons. Own Donkey. Hoodwink. Going straight for an urn. What do you think about this?
I like it. I feel like if you have an urn in lane and you manage to get some kills, it snowballs into just such a big advantage. Because it's basically 2 free selves after every single kill, so you can keep resetting. It's just super nice in lane. But Panda, me and Rob, when we casted together, we always had this game where you need to predict exactly which hero gets the first blood on which hero. If you get it correctly, the other one has to buy person who got it right an apple. Are you in?
An apple.
Uh-huh.
Why an
We
apple?
like to stay healthy.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm exactly the most healthiest guy to go around that, because first blood potentially might even happen in the bot lane. Not really. Razor's just sucking up some damage. But I don't know if I should jump on that one. I can go for a no bet. First blood, I would... I don't know, man. Io dying in bot lane.
You
It's
wait
either
longer,
Hoodwink or
it's
Io. I
actually
feel like...
gonna happen.
exactly.
man.
Like, okay, I'm just gonna say that... I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna dodge because, you know, I like teasing. I absolutely love teasing, and I feel like this is exactly what's happening right now. They're pushing the limits in both lanes, looking for that kill, but it's not happening yet. They're poking, they're prodding, but it's not happening.
Right, we'll see. I'm gonna say it's still gonna be Razor killing Hoodwink.
Razor killing Hoodwink. That's not a bad guess at all. I feel like we're gonna see a first blood in mid. Batrider
Ooh.
gets a bit cocky under the tower, gets torrented into the air.
Stupid.
Kunkka gets first blood.
Brave.
Or one of the supports rotating mid. But I feel like Batrider's gonna die.
Okay. If you get it half correct, you get half an apple. That's still healthy and nice.
The apple that you ate and is now potentially contaminated.
No, I'm all safe again. It's
You're
all good.
also- okay, you're all good.
But yeah, so far Batrider hasn't been winning this mid lane too hard, and he did get last pick, so I reckon he's not gonna be too happy about this, because Batrider against Kunkka should be a pretty good matchup.
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Batrider-
That's the excuse we're always gonna give. Like, you get last pick and you don't thrive in your first minutes, and you're like, bad pick.
Right. You don't get away with that one
Well,
if you
it
have
might
last
happen
pick.
here.
Just
Might
not,
happen
man.
here. Oh, the TP rotation kicks in, at least forcing a teleport. Willow's not going to be able to jump back in if something were to happen in the mid lane again.
We could see another attempt with the next flame break, but Batrider is still so slow. Like, it's hard to engage without boots, and Kunkka already has them. So even with some sticky napalm stacks, it's gonna be quite hard for him to engage.
I feel it's kind of like, oh, top lane. This might be the potential right here. Sinister is going to get stunned up. And OD, he's going to take away all of our dreams and our memes. And OD is also going to walk out as Bloodseeker's not able to rotate around the Bramble Mazes. And Balrogs score the first one. And there we go. There we go. You were close to the bet because Burner gets second blood. Yeah.
But no apples for me, alas.
No apples, but a valiant effort, nevertheless.
So far, Razor has been having a really good time in this bottom lane. Mars is, I mean, he's not doing too badly. As an offlaner, if you get some amount of farm, you tend to be pretty happy with yourself.
Yeah. It does get harder from now on, though. Razor IO feels like they're stronger together than the Hoodwink and the Mars. Like, you still have a lot of damage on these two. You have 2 good stuns. But if you're not targeting the IO, you're not really killing this Razor either.
Yeah, for sure. And Razor is going to be really fast as well together with the IO. And usually one of the weaknesses of Razor is that at the start he's pretty darn slow. Because a lot of his speediness comes from his passive. And you don't really want to skill up a passive this early. That just gives 12% movement speed. So that feels kind of bad.
Kunkka, though, he's absolutely rocking the CS right now, and this is what we see a lot from mid Kunkkas. They just kind of exponentially spike their farm up into some ridiculous numbers pretty early on. We might even expect to see like a quick 2k net worth lead inside the first 10 minutes next to the second or third core who's going to be following up the Kunkka on the net worth chart. He's already up at 41 CS, which is a great start for him, but it just gets bigger and bigger from here.
Yeah, he's barely missed any at all. Now he's gonna miss one. Of course. Thanks, Robozy.
Is that the extended Batrider right there? The 4th blood? The one that I guessed that might happen? Well, it is the Kunkka just slapping away, and he gets Tano. So Robo is Roboz. Roboz. This one up. But Willow also making a move mid. Yep. Good damage.
Wingblade almost died. Poor Squirrel. Getting completely wrecked.
Yeah, there's no business for this Willow. Not to even deny this tower. This Catapult's getting their work done. 6-minute tower. Would you believe that? Well, it has just happened. Tano, no lasso. Does have a point available. He hasn't leveled up anything yet. He could go for some other spell too. Doesn't get the opportunity for a lasso. And you've lost your mid tower in 6 minutes, 30 seconds. No Nature's Prophet in your team. No Abaddon in your team. Just a straight up Kunkka IO pushing it.
Yeah, I really love the rotation from the IO. First securing the rune and then having that time push with the catapult. It is really nice timing.
Seeker's gonna be in trouble. Maze is there. Here comes the Kunkka. Draken. Control onto this Bloodseeker, and that's your carry gone too.
This is an amazing start for the Balrogs here. All 3 of their cores are having a pretty darn good time, and this is before the Meteor Hammer even, which is only gonna make it worse for the Bloodseeker.
Yep. It's gonna make things a lot different. Look at the net worth chart too, like the distance. We're almost like at the 2,000 gap with the Kunkka compared to the second core from Omega, and even the Razor's up at 4k. Razor's having a great time after that lane. Like, this just got so hard, the Mars can't get much. Lysix hasn't been farming too much out of this lane, and still building his so-called support backup items before he can actually go for the bigger ones like Blink Daggers or some auras.
I knew they couldn't stay away. Dire's top tower
Now Meteor Hammer is out, so the top tower is gonna fall as well. Because at this point, no one can contest this OD either. Like, he's not the most farmed, especially compared to Razor or Kunkka. But just with this Meteor Hammer, he has so much pressure. Let's see what Omega can do once Batrider gets his BOT though. That's when he's gonna start becoming active on the map. He's even skipping his ulti for now. He has a skill point, but he didn't really need it so far. It doesn't help you with farming.
True, yeah. He would have wanted to get those boots of travels as fast as possible, but now I feel like, do you have enough play potential around the map if you just have your boots of travels up? Like, you can still farm this Batrider to be big, but who really farms on the side of Omega? If you're looking at their heroes, they're not great farmers except for the Batrider. Maybe the Mars. I'm a bit worried about this Bloodseeker. Now, he's going to be found. Relocate. Meteor Hammer with the prison. And Bloodseeker's going to get surprised. So I'm talking about farm. He's going to go backwards in gold.
Yeah, you don't pick Bloodseeker to play from behind. You want to win your lane and then snowball from that. So it's a really difficult position for Omega to be in because they don't even win late game. The longer this goes on for, the worse it's going to get for them. So they need to make something happen, and they need to make it happen soon.
Well, at least if they open up this bottom tower, they get some farming space for the Batrider. Mars, I guess that's the plan. Get these two heroes big. But they're still, like, they're losing map control faster than they're gaining map control. I feel like that's going to be a big issue for Omega, is how do they hold, how do they stand their ground? Because at this pace, they're going to be turtle base.
Yeah. And another big timing for them would be the Mars Blink Dagger, but he is so poor.
He's far away. He's only just started building it too. So that's 13, 14 minutes on the Blink. What can we expect in 14 minutes for Omega? If that's their timing for the Blink Dagger, this is if the Mars doesn't die and he gets farm priority. Because Seeker's now died twice. He's really got not that much to give. He doesn't even have the levels, so Bloodright's not going to do that much damage. They've got the Batrider, potential killer, and Hoodwink might have ulti. Yeah, I'm suspecting this Hoodwink's going to be level 6 in 5 minutes. So you would have Global, you would have Sharpshooter, you have the Spear, Lasso. You can kill 1, maybe even 2 targets. But then you're looking at Balrogs, who are going to be very strong in 5 minutes. Like, they're already strong right now. They're just going to, you know, I don't know. This is looking like a David versus Goliath.
Yeah, they're gonna have 2 BKBs in 5 minutes. Because Razor almost has his Mithril Hammer and Kunkka is like 2/3 of the way done. And I feel like speaking about a 13 to 14 minute dagger timing for Mars is pretty optimistic. Because if you look at his GPM now, it's 300. If you do some quick maths, at 13 minutes, it's like 3.5 minutes from now, so that should be 1,050 gold that he gains. Of course, GPM at the start is a little bit lower, so it's probably more gonna be closer to like 400 or something, but that still means he gets it at like 15, maybe even 16 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. It looks like that's going to be the timing. I was thinking 14, like, very optimistically here. But I'm still kind of thinking that the situation for Balrogs, or sorry, for Omega, is if they were to siege a castle, they would have a slingshot. But if Balrog starts pushing down your towers, they're coming in through your front door with a battering ram.
Throwing corpses over the walls.
It's like in Lord of the Rings, where they shot those human heads over the walls. Demoralizing.
It feels that way, standing at the front door with a Meteor Hammer OD. That is exactly what it feels like.
Yep, staring into the eyes of death. Tano finds Io. Lasso used. Tether broken. Nicely timed.
Stupid.
And Io stuck on the left.
He's still invisible,
brave, but stupid. But that is an invisible Io who's still gonna walk his way out. He's gonna walk off the pain.
Detection. Feels bad, man.
That's what you do. That's what you do when something really hurts. When you stub your toe on the edge of the table, you walk off the pain. That's what Io does here.
Oh, that feels so bad. You're 4k behind. You finally get a pick off. They find an Invis rune and you don't have dust.
Not so safe harbor, eh?
Kunkka felt like taking this Bloodseeker into another round of boxing. Bloodright is well placed, though. They've used the arena. They found the OD. They do also have the bushwhack. But as that tree breaks from the Firefly, that's actually a pretty bad anti-synergy here for Omega. because OD manages to buy some time, and now Mars is going to go down. Also with the plasma field from the Razor. A Link connected onto the Batrider. There's no running away for Tano. Dark Demon is left under the tower all by himself. His friends have fallen. They got the OD kill, but they lost 2 cores. Maybe even more. Rupture onto the Kunkka. He's going to go for a TP home, and the Bushwhack is there. So they do have the catch on him, and he is going to go down. So in the end, it's not too bad for Omega.
Yeah, very nice for them. They were even very lucky that IO didn't have relocate when they got the pick on OD, because I feel like with a relocate, OD very well might have survived there. So that was really nicely timed, and then they find the Kunkka as well. Really nice turn of events for Omega.
I just
This
realized
is exactly what they need.
I just realized during that fight the anti-synergy with the Batrider and the Hoodwink in your team, because the Firefly instantly broke the Bushwhack, so OD got the prison off, because Bushwhack back in was like, if the tree was broken, it didn't disjoint the stun, but since a few patches it's been changed that it removes the stun if you break the tree. So Firefly just breaks it. So if you get like, oh, I got a 4-man, no wait, 3-man Bushwhack, no wait, I didn't catch anybody, like the tree's broken.
Yep.
It's gotta be careful
as
for
if
those.
this game needed more feels bad man for Omega.
Yeah, they're gonna need every bit of luck. 5,000 gold behind. Could actually even look at the graphs, because they're given a 16% chance to win, and we're not even through. We're basically like laning stage ended 2 minutes ago.
Ooh, it's 17% now, and you know what that means.
Oh, that's actually a big number. It's stuck on 17 now for a bit. So, Drew, the luckiest number of all, is luck gonna be the deciding factor? I hope not. We don't even have any proper RNG heroes actually in this game.
There's always roche timings and neutral items to be annoyed about. Don't worry.
There used to be a Hoodwink on the top lane, deleted from the server, combining the Meteor Hammer. They don't have the tower damage though, but they're still gonna go poking it. Couple hundreds of damage
Mega
still.
is moving in. They don't have a blink on Mars yet.
Ooh, okay, that's a bit of a miss still. Terrorize. Willow wants to use it, fend them off, keep the IO alive for just a bit longer. He does get the deny. Lasso will connect as well to Draken. And OD pushed all the way, speared under the tower too. So that's 1 kill for Omega. The ogres in the camp are happy. We get kill.
Yeah, even now, they just get the single one. That feels bad. But hey, they are finding the kills.
They are.
That is the way to get back into the game.
Even giving some for the AI because they're feeling comfortable with it.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need 2 kills. Come on, guys.
We don't need economy to win. We've won wars with even fewer equipment. Sometimes it's about the quality, not the quantity. Talking about quality, Kunkka is getting really big. BKB is now ready.
Yeah, skipping the armlet that we see so often. You know, armlet doesn't really do that much this game because there is barely any physical damage, and armlet toggling is very difficult too.
Oh, he's TPing all the way home. Okay. Why not? He's got TP boots. He can do that. Meanwhile, Balrogs with the smoke doesn't quite pay off. Mars has already spotted the Willow. Willow pushed away. Still trying to scout for some territory. Draken wants to go for a push. They've spotted the Silencer, who willingly is ready to go under the tower. Hold it, protect it, maybe bait the enemy.
Balrogs really want this tier 2.
They do. This is attempt number 3, I guess, at this point. Bushwhack connects. Hoodwink.
See how many heroes they want to lose.
Okay, X marked both. It got the catch on the Hoodwink. He's gone. Silencer's also going to fall. They're not ready to protect this at all, so... I don't know what the plan was for Omega. Protect the tower, or... I think they got stuck halfway mid-sentence, because they've lost their supports, they've lost the tower. Balrogs will take it. They're happy with it. They got the tier 2s with the outpost now.
Yeah, I feel like they really wanted to defend that, but then halfway through realized that Bloodseeker didn't have a TP, and Bats was on cooldown.
Balrogs is here. Thanos caught. The one hero that was supposed to have a good game is now out of play. And Mars Is that a Mars Blink we spy? Yes, it is. This is the playmaking item.
15 minutes as predicted.
While Roshan is happening, if they can test, if they know about this Roche, this could be the prime timing for it. Okay, they smoke up. Roche is halfway. 3,000 HP. It's going down slowly. They might just be maybe able to pull off a pretty big play here for Omega. Balrogs still in the pit. 1,000 HP. Lysix is on his way. He's got the arena down. They're going to take the kill. They've got it. The snatch from Berna. They get the Aegis in the end. And global silence means that there's absolutely no sound in the world that sounds as annoying as the guy who actually yells that they took the Aegis from us. Io's gonna go down as the Rupture ticks on the Io. Batrider onto the high ground. Not gonna happen, but the Bloodseeker looking for a turnaround with the Bushwhack beautifully from Dark Demon. And they've taken down a couple. They forced out the Aegis, but it looks like they're running out of firepower. And Omega's gonna back out.
That was a perfectly timed smoke from them. And even then, the exchange is close to even.
They got the money off the Roche kill, which is pretty handy for them considering how broken their economy was.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna help them a little bit.
Invisibility.
Mars picked up 600 gold for that team fight alone. So not bad.
Gonna propel him towards his BKB.
They're gonna need that. Vessel for the Hoodwink, Force Staff for the Silencer. Bloodseeker's also closing up on BKB, so a couple more minutes. Omega's gonna have some tools to take the fight towards Balrogs.
Yeah. And now it's actually the OD falling a little bit behind. Of course, his Razor and Kunkka are still huge.
Yeah.
And if he can get a Blink and a BKB, that's pretty much all he needs in the entire game. But still, for now he is quite poor.
I'm also thinking, like, how much farming priority are they going to give to this OD? Because he's only at, like, 62 last hits or so. His farming tool is basically the Meteor Hammer, but they're also forcing it for the tower pushes. At least for now, what they've been doing so far. Kunkka is farming everything on the map. He's got the highest farm priority. Razor's caught up in CS, at least. They're both at, like, 155, 163, so... a lot of creeps have fallen at the hands of Balrogs.
Yeah, it helps the Razor so much that he has an IO, constantly injecting him with mana and giving him movement speed too. Actually turns him into a carry that can keep up with Bloodseeker in terms of speed.
Yeah, pretty mobile duo. Oh, Sharpshooter used in top. Hoodwink. TP cancelled. Willow's gonna live, but Hoodwink's not. Evasion doesn't really help there in the trees. He was just trying to push the lane.
Yeah, poor Hoodwink. Doesn't even have boots yet.
Straight up vessel push. Yeah, he's been building that vessel for a while. Earn already his first quick buy item since the laning stage started.
And Io also doesn't have boots, but Io is zooming around the map with 500 movement speed.
Living the life.
Even got the bull whip, which is so nice for farming.
Oh yeah. So how much does that actually give in terms of numbers? Give me that. Give me that whip.
18% on top of the 428.
Give me the whip.
Some quick maths.
I just want to see how much that 428 turns into. Is that like 490? 500? Is it enough to go that high?
7 movement speed. It's definitely gonna be up there. But I'm not sure how it stacks with the Terra amplification, so I think it's probably gonna be a bit less.
Oh, 489. So yeah, I was 1 movement speed short. Quick maths. Well, at least back to the more important parts of this game. What's Omega's win condition here? Picking off 1 hero at a time, not allowing the Balrogs to initiate like they're doing right now. We'll have to see and wait if that is the case, as they've already lost the Bloodseeker. Glyph has been forced out too, so the Meteor Hammer doesn't do any damage to the tower, at least the initial hit. But Draken's very alone. Lysix, when does he go in? They could Spear, Lasso, kill this OD. If Fire Flame Break still goes through, Spear is there, connecting onto the tree. They're going to kill the OD, and here comes the rest of the squad. Berna is going to be there, but the BKB will be popping the Batrider. Tano instantly getting away from there. Robos Kunkka hasn't used his. Razor also uses his to just get away from Omega, and they smoke up. This might be a smart call. No global. Sorry, there is a global, but there's no BKB up on the Razor. They're coming in from the side. Kunkka revealing himself. Lissex gets a really nice arena. He's pinned the Kunkka on the wall. The global silence is there too. So Io, he's just moving around, but they're not focusing the Io at all. They're focusing everybody else. The Razor dropping low on HP. The relocate has been used and they're out. And now Kunkka has to withstand the siege, the power, the damage, but he's not looking to live through this. The relocate's also going to come through. So Omega, they're running out of time. They never got the kill on the Kunkka. They might just get the Willow. No, they don't even get him.
The devil to pay.
They killed so many heroes. Almost.
Almost.
And then didn't quite finish them off. Razor was so incredibly low. And then Kunkka got ruptured and speared, and he was standing there like, alright, if you're not gonna attack me, then I guess it's fine.
Yeah,
now
and
Bloodseeker
that's
is
gonna
gonna
be
be in
there.
trouble.
Flame break, unfortunately, doesn't break the channel off of the Meteor Hammer. So the stun still goes through. These are being pushed up. Another prison from the OD. He's also got a Blink Dagger picked up by now, and Batrider's angry. That's like a you know, like a war cry in the front of your enemies, but you're not actually committing to it because now they realized, oh, that's not just a scary war cry in the end. They're going to take Tano down. And they found another. Lissex, nope. He's got the spear. Bushwhack into the lonely acorn shot tree placed down. Silencer down. Double kill for the Willow. They've also caught the Mars. This is just one by one. They're just losing heroes all over the place. One after the second one. 4 dead. Make it a full team wipe on top of the 2 kills. That added with the last team fight, that's 7 kills for Balrogs, and they haven't lost anyone.
Feels so bad. You asked about a win condition for Omega.
We can
feel like
forget about
waiting
that.
For your BKB on Bloodseeker would have been nice. He was at 1250 gold
Yeah.
2 minutes ago, and then he died twice in a row. Just 200 gold shy of his BKB. And that really could have turned the fights for him.
He was farming it greedily in the front too and thought that he would be fine. Like, you know, he knew he kind of fully commit to that as well in front of the tier 2 tower. Like, I need this wave because I would have it.
Ah, timing. It is a fickle mistress.
Well, now he has it. But that fight also cost him about 4,000 to 5,000 gold going in the way of Balrogs.
Yeah. It's a great moment for the line, but at what cost?
Yeah, but at what cost? The most legendary words you've heard in Dota. What is the cost of the trade? Is it a trick of the trade? 4-man smoke from Balrogs to the top half of the jungle. Nobody here. Surprising move as well, because they popped it in the mid lane. I think what they did was, we've probably been spotted, so they were suspecting maybe a ward in mid, so they just gave up on the smoke. But Omega, they're going to go for their own. This needs to work out.
Yeah, this is kind of like a last hurrah, slightly before Roche. If they lose this fight, they're gonna lose... Let's see when it spawns. Yeah, they're gonna lose Roche if they lose this fight, or if they don't find someone here.
Yeah, I think we can all add up what's going to happen, but here we go. OD caught by BKB, popped by the Kunkka. Draken very low on HP. That's one down. That's their first kill. This is where you start building it off from, but Burna's already chasing away and forcing the Bloodseeker away. They do have the Mars in their arms. And straight pushing the Razor on top of the Silencer. Chance not going to be happy with that one. Kunkka trying to push Tano away. The Batrider able to teleport back home, but the Flame Break will finish off the Willow. That's actually quite a lot of money for the Batrider, because that's 767 gold for an unstoppable streak off of the Willow.
Yeah, not bad. Pretty good trade for Omega. They only lost their Silencer and Mars in exchange for the OD and Willow, which are like the same roles, but they're just so much richer, so it's definitely a trade favoring them.
Roche is also up now, but neither team's getting to it.
But now
And the Bloodseeker.
Every single time something goes well for Omega, something immediately goes wrong afterwards. This is why we can't have the nice things.
Toying with the Silencer there, thinking that they might actually jump him, but they're going to leave him be for now. Balrog's moving away. Io is pinging the Roche pit. Roshan is back home. And they have found another. That's the Mars. One kill after the other. Balrogs, they have full domination, full control over the map. And this Roche is also going to give them a shard.
I don't know who this is gonna go to.
I'm thinking Io. Tether stun shard.
Yeah, because Willow already has it. It's not... I mean, Kunkka also has it already. On OD, it's kind of gimmicky, but not super great. Same for the Razor.
Razor's taking the Aegis at least. Is this Io's lucky day? Yes, it is. Tether stun. Alright. I think it's the best shard you can come up with in your lineup. Willow already has. And I've actually been looking at this tidal wave Kunkka for quite a bit. It seems to be gaining some love.
Yeah, it is actually quite nice.
But it is actually quite nice. I think that's when Wind Ranger started to show around with the Gale Force. This is a pretty good shard, pretty damn good shard, and felt like it's almost broken.
Bloodseeker does have himself a Yasha on top of his BKB. It's not super poor, it's just that the Razor is very, very rich.
Yeah, that's that's one way to measure somebody's rich or poor. But Silencer gets back to the high ground. Meanwhile, the Willow with the Bentler, but they also got the Mars going in with a spear into Draken. They've got the Global Silence connecting on 5. Tano surprising from behind, and OD is the one getting caught. He's got to get the IO too, and Omega with 3 quick kills, maybe even more. Berna tries to move them away. Gets at least a kill on the Hoodwink and gets another on the Silencer. Make it a triple for Berna. Batrider trying to cut the wave in mid and is successful doing so. So there's not going to be a push. It's a 3 for 3. Aegis still remains on the Razor, but Omega. That was a great fight for them.
Yeah, once again, they keep finding decent fights. Now they just need to make sure that they don't immediately get picked off afterwards while their BKBs are on cooldown.
Yep, that would have been my follow-up question to you. Who dies next?
Goodness.
Who dies next? Who dies next?
Come on, man.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy caught again. The Bloodseeker caught in the mid lane right after they won a team fight. And I'm feeling like this guy's probably punching his table at this point because that must be a bit frustrating. His courier dies too. Now he's getting tipped. Can this guy's day get any worse?
Why did he send in his courier?
Retreat! That is some hot chili you're serving up
I
down there.
don't get it. He just died. He has, like... I am just
He
baffled.
punched his table. His mouse broke. Couldn't get
Maybe
the courier
his
back.
nephew just stole his mouse or something.
I don't know. USB stick out of the PC port. At least the tier 3 is taking damage. Can they burn this Aegis though? They gotta push away the Batrider too, but the BKB pop on the Razor keeps him up alive for a bit longer. IO down to half HP. I'm surprised the IO hasn't been the big target to focus on.
Ooh,
And look
he
at that
finds the
tidal wave.
tidal
Really
wave.
nice too. Lissix misses the God's Rebuke, but at least gets the spear to pin the OD onto the wall of the arena, and now he's stuck inside. He ain't going anywhere. That's going to be 2 more for Balrogs, and they found a Silencer in the trees. Pushing him away. This tidal wave is really making some work here for the Kunkka. And 3 kills for Balrogs. Hoodwink trying to look for a bit of revenge here, but all he can do right now is just stall.
And Razor now going for an Aghanim Scepter. Usually not the best item, but for pushing it is really nice. I mean, they could just wait for the next Roche. He may get it for free.
Yeah, Mingate is
Dire's middle tower taking
not
damage.
feeling happy with this game. Now he's furiously farming on the enemy side of the jungle.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Sanjin, Yasha,
Dire's
BKB.
middle
That
barracks are
could
under attack.
make a bit of a dent, but I feel like the heroes of Balrogs are maybe a bit too tanky at this point. I mean, he could still kill the supports and kill Io, most importantly.
Yeah, the supports are no problem. It's the moment he has to man fight this 3k HP Razor.
Oh, they found him again. He's got BKB though. He's gonna
got
have to
BKB
pop
this
it, but he's
time.
not going in with it. So he's just disengaging with it. So that's on cooldown for a bit over a minute. At least they halt the push from Balrogs for now. Aegis down in 45 seconds. They would love to use it here.
Yeah, they have a full minute now where there is no Bloodseeker BKB. And they do have the Aegis still, so it's the perfect time to finish off the Rex.
Funko leading the charge. Again, X-Mark Torrent on the Silencer. Does a lot of damage with the Shadow Realm. That's already half of his HP pool gone. But the Cliff used. Mars is looking for an opening. He wants to catch at least one of the supports. Can he catch either of them? 2 big spells used. Now he could go in now. Still waiting for his time. Mingate, they've already lost the Silencer. Global Silence is available through buyback.
Radiant's top tower is being
Looks like they've already dealt the damage they wanted to take. Melee racks down.
Poor
And
Silencer though, he got whittled down so slowly and painfully. They're just constant torrents and tidal waves.
It's like somebody has to tank the abilities for them to go in, but they still couldn't respond.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
Now we have Aghanims up on Razor, so he can just pop it and go to push town.
Sadly, with the top rack still up, they can't just set camp here in the triangle and wait for the lanes to push in passively and then just go for the last racks. So they can take control of it, but they can't spend the rest of their game sitting in this one area, though. Omega looking for the desperate play from the back. It's a good move. Lissex in front. Willow's going to be right there. PKB this time from Draken. It's going to save him, but the Global Silence comes out. They've got the lasso. They've got the IO. The IO is going to be a big target, and Sexio will go down. Tana trying to get at least a bit more vision here. Mingate is being chased up here with the link from Berna. RoboZ gets a bit of damage into. Torrent almost connects on the Bloodseeker. He's got the blood right, so he's forcing the Kunkka away. And meanwhile, the fight is also breaking loose in 2 different segments. They're stacking up. And OD almost dies to the arcane curse. Silencer pushed away in the trees. Lissex, he's got down another arena. But the Silencer is still... He's not actually done for yet because that arena wall is blocking the right clicks from the Razor. But nevertheless, it's still going to lead into the death of the Silencer. Dark Demon coming in from the back. He's sitting under a ward. They see him coming. Trying to catch the Razor. He's got it. Sharpshooter with the spear, but the Sharpshooter with some ability disconnected onto the Lincolns, and still this Razor's not giving an edge. He's not giving up. IO's also pumping a lot of healing into this Razor. 70 HP per second. Back to the IO again. Almost getting the kill. Dark Demon's going to go down to Draken. Draken's going to get pushed away, though. Omega, they're fighting with hands and claws and fists and teeth. They get something back, but Balrogs, another smoke. RoboZ, he's going to bait in the Batrider. Tano might have gone too far, might have gone too deep. Pops his BKB. He's got a teleport available. What does Mingate want to do? Bloodseeker coming out of the trees. X-Mark, torrented. BKB, though. Rupture onto the Kunkka. And Silencer. No, get out of there. Get out of there. No. Tidal wave again. Pushed with the Force Staff. Not going to get himself to safety. And just like that, that's another one gone. IO with the buyback. I'm not sure if 2 for 2 is actually our final scoreline here for this team fight. But that took quite a long time, Wingblade.
They drag on for so long every single time. And I'm astounded that Omega is even managing to still find kills somehow. Because they're 50k behind and they've been losing for a long time.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is
This
being
game has,
attacked.
Tier 2
Bottom tower
falls.
is in pieces.
has been going on for quite some time. And for Omega, I think it's a positive sign for them too. Because this game technically looked to be over in like 15 to 20 minutes. There was a huge push and a huge momentum from Balrogs. They found the Batrider too. So they're going to keep on getting these pickoffs that they want around the map. Again, Draken with the OD. It's done a lot of work.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
He finally has this Blink BKB Media Hammer. So he can finally start playing the game.
Denying everybody else from playing a fun game of Dota.
Ooh, and they found Dark Demon. Run!
Yeah, Dark's gonna
gonna
hide
do
in the
a-
trees. Yeah, he's actually cutting the wave, so doing some important work to hold the base up for a bit longer. They need to hold for another 50 seconds. Tidal Wave almost connects onto the Batrider. BKB by the Razor, ruptured up too. Aghanim's refresher, Silencer, good night. No Chan. Matrax also taking some damage here, and again they found another one. Hoodwink into the Tidal Wave, thrown into the air with the Torrents. RoboZ finds another. He's 7-1-23 so far. Kunkka been part of 30 out of the 40 kills. 19,000 net worth. I think if we look at Berna's Razor, he's had such a free game.
This
6.
IO.
BKB forced out of the OD at least. He was waiting for it. Mingate pushed in. BKB forced. Now the Razor will go for the refresher. He's got the link. Double link even. Doing so much damage. And they're just all falling around this Razor. Listex with another spear. Doesn't hit the Kunkka with the BKB being used. Another tidal wave. Doesn't quite find Tano. They just got the Batrider back alive, but they don't have the heroes remaining to hold this base up. Balrogs, they're just punishing them time after time again. Tano inside the roots. Tidal wave. He doesn't even get back to his own fountain. Ultra kill for Berna. Do we get the rampage from his guy? No, we don't. It's going to be stolen by Draken in the end. Berna will give the tip for him for that. And GG was called. Balrogs. Domination.
This was a pretty hefty outdraft and outplay as well. Felt like every single lane for Omega was losing from the start, and it never got better. They showed some signs of life in some of the fights where they managed to get 3 support kills at the start. And yes, I'm counting OD as a support, because let's be frank, they were winning, but he was still kind of a support. But yeah, they need to fix these drafts.
Yeah, I guess Draken was somewhat of a support here. He was the big nuisance. He was the initiator, the guy who was constantly poking in the eyes of Omega, making them feel irritated. And he found so many heroes with those prisons. You could say that almost every single assist he picked up during the course of this game was through either him participating with a bit of damage from his ulti, or finding someone with a prison, or even getting some tick damage from the Meteor Hammer. But still, absolutely great work from him. He really enabled the team and made Balrogs look good, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
With the Kunkka and the Razor, though, how did Omega get punished so badly in the laning stage? Like, what was like the defining moment in those early first minutes, which kind of like let this game slide out of the hands of Omega Wingblade?
For me, the most important thing was Kunkka winning his lane. It's kind of expected that Razor wins his lane, and OD against Bloodseeker is also kind of a lane you expect to win on the OD, but Kunkka shouldn't be winning this hard against Batrider. And because he was playing from ahead and Batrider was playing catch-up, Bat didn't really have the opportunity to help out this other losing lane, so every single lane was playing catch-up, and when every lane requires space, it's not gonna work. You need someone to actually create the space.
Well, you've heard from the man who loves to build. So in this case, maybe Omega would like a couple of constructors to create some of that space for them. However, the game client needs to be updated, so we need to take a break. So we'll be back with game number 2 of Balrogs versus Omega.